Alrighty guys, so this is the Amazfit GTR2 and I want to go ahead and tell you what I think about it. I'm a little bit confused about this watch and it's not your everyday or average smartwatch, so let's go ahead and get into it. Alrighty guys, so just like with a lot of the other products I like to review, I want to go ahead and get started with the price. So you can pick this up, the classic version of this watch, for you can pick it up for $199, or you can pick up the sport version for $179. This one just has like the metal frame and it comes with like a leather strap versus like a plasticky strap. And I would say the metal frame is worth it, but the leather strap that it comes with is absolutely, like, it feels like the cheapest piece of, like, I don't know. It feels uber cheap. That's why I swapped it out for this metal band that I had on my Galaxy watch, which is another nice thing about this watch. It does have the standard little clips you need to add the extra watch band. So it's pretty easy to find watch bands that fit this watch. Moving on from the price and the watch bands, I want to talk about the design. Now that's probably the main selling point of this watch. This watch looks absolutely beautiful with the way that the glass curves almost off the edge and the metal frame that it touches in the OLED display. It looks absolutely amazing, and I've had a lot of people ask me where I got the watch, what the name of it is, which is really nice because I always like getting asked questions about technology. It's kind of why I made this YouTube channel, to express my love for different types of tech. Another thing that I want to talk about is battery life. So they say that you'll get about 14 hours of battery life with typical use, and about 6.5, did I say 14 hours? I meant to say 14 days if I did say 14 hours. So you get 14 days of battery life with typical use, as they call it, and you get about 6.5 days with heavy usage, which is about where I am. I usually get about 7 or 8 days sometimes with this watch. I haven't really gotten it to like 10 or nowhere near the 14 mark, but I do use it pretty heavily, so that may have something to do with it. I always have the always on display on. The heartbeat sensor pretty much stays on. Did I say heartbeat sensor? Heart rate monitor is what I meant to say. The heart rate monitor always stays on. So about 7-8 days, which is a vast improvement over the Galaxy watch, which was only getting me about 3 days like max with the settings that I usually use. Now you can use battery saver mode on that and get a little bit longer, but I actually bought it for those features. So, I would like it to be able to last a little bit longer. This, only having to charge it like a little bit more than a week, every week I would say I have to charge it, and that's not bad at all. Alrighty guys, so the next thing I wanted to talk about is the customizability on this watch. So I pretty much only buy things that have a high level of customizability. That's why I pretty much go with the Android phones, PC versus Mac and stuff like that. I really like to make something my own, and that it becomes a big factor whenever I'm buying any piece of technology. Something that I can customize and make my own is definitely something that I would invest my money into. Now, as far as the watch faces go, there's a pretty good amount of watch faces, and a ton of them are actually customizable. You can change the different things that you could see on the different information centers, I would say, on the watch. So you can change like battery life, steps, heart rate, and you can change these to different sections depending on what type of watch face that you're using. Now, where I have a problem is the actual customization besides that point. Like, if you want to the different home pages that you have that show like different things, you can't change the order of those, neither can you change what they are. But I've kind of like put up with some of that simply because of the things I do like about this watch. Now, another thing that's not so great about this watch, or I would say it's like super weird because, they did this on purpose, but this watch can receive calls and you can answer it. It has a mic, it has a speaker, so you can talk through the watch and you can hear through the watch, but you can't make a call out, which is really weird to me. Like, why can I answer calls with my watch but not call? And I have a mic and a speaker. That's super weird. Number two, you cannot reply to text messages. You can see text messages, notifications, all of those different notifications you can see, but you can't reply to on the watch in no way, shape, or form. Now, that's not really a big deal to me. I don't really use it for that. I usually pretty much just use it to look at it and then decide if I want to pull my phone out and reply from that point. But if you like to reply from your watch, then this may be a problem for you. Another thing about the notifications is the lack of compatibility. So like a lot of the applications, like normal standard Android apps, do not show an icon or emojis within the text that you get on the watch. Instead of the icon, it'll just be a blue circle that says app. It won't tell you. Well, you'll kind of get the gist of what the application is from the message, and I believe that it says it. But once you look at it, it'll just say app. I like kind of like how on the Galaxy Watch I get a big icon of whatever it is that pops up before the notification, just to let me know what application I'm using. It doesn't really have to do that, but I would appreciate if it did at least have the image to go along with it. It kind of just gives it like a budget, cheapy feel to the software. Now, talking about the software is really smooth. It's very responsive, and I have no problems using it, and it looks absolutely amazing. Like, it looks super up to date, super sleek, and it runs perfectly fine, which is pretty much all you want out of any type of software. So I have no qualms there, but I would just say that the whole application is not really syncing up is kind of an issue. And still on that notification thing, once you set this watch up, it's not like a hard process. Actually getting it to connect to your phone is pretty easy, and it stays connected. One problem I do have though is once you set this watch up, notifications do not come through at all. Calls don't come through at all. You have to go in and turn these on, which would not be a problem because, I mean, on or off is just a single switch, but it's not a single switch. Once you actually set the watch up, you have to go in and manually activate notifications for each application. You have to manually allow them to come through the watch. Each one, there's not a select all or all on button. You have to literally on each app click what you want to turn on, which is kind of annoying. Like, I would kind of expect there to be something like that, just able to flip a switch and make it work easily. But the fact that I have to go in and click like all 30 of my apps just to get the notifications was pretty annoying. Especially when I was sitting there for 20 minutes messaging myself and emailing myself and sending myself different things just to see why it wasn't working. And the fact that I had to go in and individually do those once I set up the watch, not very user friendly in my personal opinion. And the next thing I wanted to talk about is just some features that I like, that I like more than I do on other watches. Number one is Find My Phone. It's very, very quick compared to the Samsung. When the one on the Galaxy Watch paired with my Galaxy phone was like slow and clunky, and the sound wasn't very loud, and sometimes it just didn't want to work. This never has an issue working. Watch, let me actually do it. And it's really loud, but it happens like instantly. See, I'm gonna press it again. And it's so quick. That is one of my favorite features about this watch. I'm always like losing stuff, and the fact that the watch is always on my wrist, it's really easy for me to find my phone, and it connects very easily. So whenever my phone comes on or the watch comes on, the connection is instant. And I know I pretty much talked about the application not being completely like it's not a very user-friendly application that comes on the phone, but it does look really good. So if you like things that look good and don't really operate the way that you think they should, then it looks really good. It's a really good looking app. It has a ton of things that you can change and set up, but I'm a little bit bummed out that you can't reorganize the order of the different home pages. That was a bit of a bummer. You can do that, and I would just like to not even change them or add more, but just to have the ability to cut out the ones that you don't want to look at. And as far as I've seen, you can't do that. So if anybody knows who has this watch or any other Amazfit watch that operates like this, let me know in the comment section down below. Another cool thing I actually like about the watch is you can do like custom vibration. So you can like tap when you want it to vibrate to set up like the actual vibration itself. You can just tap in whatever sequence you want to get it to vibrate that way once you get a notification, which is really cool. And the vibration is decently strong. You're not gonna miss it. And overall, I would pretty much just say that if you're more into fitness tracking and stuff like that, I would say this is a great watch specifically for that reason. Especially considering that you can connect Bluetooth headphones to it. You can store music on the watch, which is really nice. It seems more of an activity tracker more than a smartwatch, and they have it kind of labeled as a smartwatch on the website. I would label it more as an activity tracker. It looks like a smartwatch, and it operates in some capacity like a smartwatch, but it's not technically a smartwatch. So I think you should just know that going into the purchase. I think it's priced really well for what it is. I like it, even though I don't really use those fitness tracking diddly-doos all that much, but just keep that in mind when you go into it. More of an activity tracker, not so much a smartwatch, simply because of the features that it lacks, like being able to call out, being able to respond to text notifications or emails or any other application where you might want to, different social medias where you might want to send a message back. Also the lack of NFC, so I can't use Samsung Pay. It's not a big problem for me because I have that on my phone. And I also have my other watch, but I never really used it on my watch anyway, just because it's simpler to use on my phone. But I would 100% recommend this watch. Just know what you're getting into when you do buy it. So thank you so much for watching. That is the end of the video. If you have any questions, make sure you comment down below. If you liked the video, make sure you leave a like down below. And if you want to see more videos like this in the future, please consider subscribing to the channel. Thank you so much for watching. Take it easy.